Hey everyone, this is Fabriello and welcome back. Hope you all had a really great Christmas and keep enjoying the holiday season. And since December is almost over and so it's the year 2014, I've decided to make this video as a sort of retrospective of this year for me as a gamer, like my 2014 gaming year retrospective, you can call it like that. This is not a game of the year video, by the way, since I usually don't do those kind of videos, and soon I believe, like these days, we'll see plenty of them, plenty of those on YouTube. Since the reason why I don't do those videos, it's because I don't have a game of the year of this year. I don't. If I have to make a game of the year video, will be between Trace in the Sky and Mass Effect 1. In both cases, this is not 2014 material. The reason is simple. I don't have a Wii U. I don't have a PS4. I don't have this current generation. I'm focused more on the last part of the last one and handled mainly, but kind of old in a way. That's the reason why I'm reviewing mainly PSP games or DS games at the moment. I only have those here with me. But that's another story. So, um, how was 2014 for me as a gamer? That's a good question because I don't remember the first part of the year. Like, my memory sucks. But I can say that it really changed for the better uh, early summer, um, mainly June, that part of the year, and that is because it's the moment when I bought my PSP. I decided that I waited enough, and it was time for me to buy this that I can say now, this amazing handheld machine, that it's giving me a lot of satisfactions as a gamer. And the reason why I bought my PSP, it's simple. I've explained it in one of my previous videos, and that is because I wanted to play Trace in the Sky very, very badly. I was angry with myself that I always um, kind of forget or keep saying, well, not now, maybe later. I had my DS. But in a way, I was getting not really annoyed by the DS, but I really wanted to jump to the next generation. And it's interesting that it's something that I didn't do with the PSP, since I still want to enjoy its fantastic library. I only have 15 games or something like that, maybe less. And I want to, and also the way I'm using the PSP, it's kind of different from usual, and maybe it's more correct. I don't know. You can tell me. Because I've decided to play one game at a time, finish the game, and then move to the other one. In this way, I'm finishing a lot of games, something that I'm kind of surprised with myself, but at the same time, I'm progressing kind of slowly. So at the moment, I'm playing Fate Extra on the PSP, and I almost finished it, I think, but it's blocking other games that I want to play. But I kind of like how it's going, and but it was interesting that, as I said, by early summer, like June, early or late June, I don't remember very well now, but um, what I was playing on the DS? Probably, yes, I was playing Devil Survivors 2 by Atlus and loved it, but I was really frustrating. I still am, by the way, with the final of the Seven Septentriones battle. I don't remember his name now, and that is one of the hardest and most frustrating battle that I ever had in a game, and it's preventing me to finish Devil Survivor 2. And I really enjoyed that game, even though I'm not a huge Shin Megami Tensei fan. Also because I play only that one. I want to play more Shin Megami Tensei games. But the two final games I bought were like Radiant Historia, Devil Survivor 2, like great games. But in a way, I wanted something different from the DS. I wanted something new. So I started to look for the 3DS. Um, Also because, as I admitted in a previous video, I never played Ocarina of Time since I never owned a N64. So I said, well, I waited enough. It's time to buy the 3DS so I can play Ocarina of Time. So I started to look prices on the internet and games or Amazon or stuff like that. But all of a sudden, while I was looking for the 3DS prices and games that I could purchase, like the Zelda games, Bravely Default, and others, all of a sudden on Amazon I saw the PSP. I was like, oh, the PSP. That's interesting. I don't own one. Let's see. Like the price was ridiculously lower than the 3DS. It was like 10 times inferior. So, and then all of a sudden I remember something very important. Wait a second. I always wanted to play Trails in the Sky, and that's available only on PSP, other than now PC, like in Steam now. But back then was only on PSP, and say that's it. I waited enough. I want to play that game. So the rest it's history in a way. I bought the PSP together with Trace in the Sky and the soundtrack. Unfortunately, I didn't buy the limited edition because it was really expensive. I know that we have to support Exceed and those kind of companies. I'm all up for, but I didn't want to spend £87 for one game, while I spent 50 for the PSP, the game, and the soundtrack. So sorry, maybe next time. I have some special editions of some of my games, like Third Birthday or Fate Extra. I love those, but at least they're not 80, but more than £80. and and that was really, I think, the turning point in my year as a gamer, because I was kind of bored in a way with the DS. I wanted something new, and instead I bought something as old as the DS. I bought the PSP, but it's offering me so many games. Especially, I'm a big JRPG fan, and the PSP and the Vita, as I suspect, and it's a JRPG powerhouse basically. Most of the games are JRPGs, or at least most of the games I'm looking for. Like, since I'm a fan of that genre, it's natural I'm looking more at those. But I'm trying to uh, diversify in a way. Like I've recently played and beat Medieval Resurrection, which is not an RPG. And what else? Ease, it's not entirely an RPG, it's more of an action RPG in a way. It's action hack and slash with RPG elements. So most of my games are RPG because that's my bread and butter. That's my cup of tea. But I don't want to play only RPGs on the PSP, but I bought it mainly for that, for those games, because of the RPGs that there are so many and so many good and interesting RPGs I want to play. I discovered the Gaga trilogy. I mean, I knew about those games that they were on the PSP, but I never played those because I didn't know the Legend of Heroes series very well because it was never released in the West until these PSP titles, and they are fantastic. Like another plausible or a candidate for the game of the year for me could be Tear of Vermilion, Legend of Heroes 4. That game is friggin' amazing. I didn't expect to like it this much. To me, it's as good as Trace in the Sky for certain elements. Trace in the Sky has a better and more a deeper combat system, but for the rest, in terms of story, interaction with between characters, character development, all the good stuff, Tear of Vermilion is there. So, and I mean, there's Breath of Fire 3 on PSP. I mean, one of my favorite games of all time. On the go. That's fantastic. Also, another fantastic moment. I can go on forever with the PSP and some of the games I have, so I try to move on for other interesting things that happened to me um, this year. I mean, another big moment, of course, was when I received my PS3. It's a system that I always wanted to buy since I bought the Wii. Long time ago. It's the last system. The Wii was the last system that I bought brand new from the store before I moved to England. Now, since I lived here, I didn't bring all my system with me, and that was so torturing while I was staying at home during Christmas. I came back like yesterday, and tomorrow I'm going away with my brother for New Year's Eve to Stockholm. So that would be interesting. But going back to Italy with all my system, I play some NES. I play Batman on the NES. I love that game. It's so good. It's so hard, by the way. It's such a great game. There's my Super Nintendo, PS1, PS2, my Xbox, the original one. Um, the Wii. I left the Dreamcast here for whatever reason, and then brought my PS3. And it's so amazing that I managed to get a free PS3, even though I was planning to buy it. So I was like saving some money for that system. But it's still kind of expensive considering that it's very old. But probably now with the PS4, the prices are going down. Well, not necessarily, since the PS4 is not backwards compatible. But I don't know. Um, and it's finally this Christmas season I was able to play my PS3 because, as I said before, I don't have a television with me in London. So I had that beast of a really sexy PS3 looking at me, and I couldn't even touch it. It was really frustrating. I even tried to connect the PS3 with my laptop here, but of course it didn't work. I was that desperate. But finally, I brought it with me to at home, and we have a huge HD screen there. I plug my PS3 and play for the first time. The first title I played was Final Fantasy 13. I played like 2 hours of that, and I was just blown away by this huge screen with HD graphics. I'm not telling that now I'm changing my mind about graphics and everything, because as I said before, I don't care about graphics too much, but as any other gamers out there, I love good looking games. So Final Fantasy 13 was gorgeous looking for me. Just a couple of days ago, before Christmas, I was playing Final Fantasy 3 on the DS. For whatever reason, I started to play that again, just for curiosity, I think, since I heard about Final Fantasy early Final Fantasies on a podcast. I said, well, I have Final Fantasy 3, I haven't finished it yet. Let's play it a little. And then all of a sudden I played 13 on like this massive screen. It was fantastic. It was great. And then the big moment, like, oh, what should I play now? Because I at the moment I had 13 games plus two that my best friend gave me for Christmas. But let's say I have 15 games and I only played one basically. I started to play Mass Effect, and I was blown away by this game. So I want to make a discussion video, but I will do it later because I don't have enough time today to make both videos. Or maybe I will see. And that game, I'm just saying, that game was fantastic. So fantastic that today in London, I went to Waterstones to buy Revelation, the novel, the prequel novel of Mass Effect 1. Just out of curiosity, maybe it's a crappy book, I don't care, it's Mass Effect, I'm gonna love this. And a really quick preview of my uh, pickups for the month of December and January. I'm going to do the 2 months together, just a small preview. And but I play Mass Effect constantly. I just play that game all days, all night, actually, until I beat it in. I started to play the 18th. No, no, I don't remember if it was the 17th or the 18th, and I finished the game the 26th. So I played mainly at night up until 3 in the morning, 4 a.m. That was just going back to being high schooler to me. It was just like in the good old days when I played games all night, and it was really cool, really cool. And I start playing Mass Effect 2 immediately after I finish Mass Effect 1. I mean, I love that series so much now. I I always wanted to play Mass Effect, I want to say this, but since I didn't have a PS3 or a 360, there was no way for me to do it. But now I finally realized this dream of mine. So yeah, and this was mainly my year as a gamer. Unfortunately, of course, I don't have I cannot spend enough time on gaming due to uh, my PhD that's taking most of my time and my free time as well. Also, I try to watch a movie here and there, so playing games it's mainly like while I'm going to the library or when I'm moving around. Uh, that's the glory of handlet, I'd say, and a system like the DS or 3DS. And also, not having a television doesn't help. And yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I want to play more, but that's the the boring thing of growing up. It's something that we realized a long time ago, but by the end of high school, when you start like university and more serious stuff, like in my case, it's more studies, or in other cases, more like work or family or more serious stuff, as I said, and everything is serious, like continue your studies, do a job, having a family, whatever it is, you realize how much adulthood sucks, actually. You don't have time for yourself or for your hobby, at least not as much as you want. Like in my case, I'm still a student in a way. Um, I think that like 10% of my time is dedicated to gaming. I mean, it's normal. I'm not 16 anymore, I'm not 18, but it still hurts, I think. It's still not good. I don't like it. Although I realize that there are more important things naturally. I mean, gaming is just a hobby. But it's still a hobby that I love and cherish, and still trying to uh, keep it up in a way. I know that I'm going to buy next generation systems sometimes in the future. I don't know when. I really want to buy a Vita, maybe a 3DS. We'll see if I'm lucky enough to manage to get both of them as I want. Maybe one and then another one before. Mm, Probably I'll take the Vita first, but we'll see. I cannot tell. Big consoles, I really, really, really want a Wii U, since games like X or Zelda U, let's call it like that, are coming. Those looks fantastic. But what about a PS3? I mean, the possibility of a Mass Effect 4 on that, it's really tempting. I mean, I'm saying now, if Mass Effect 4 is released on a PS3, and I don't see why not, that's the game that sold me, that will sell me on the PS4. I'm, I know that because I love that series so much now that well, first I have to finish 2 and 3. But if Mass Effect 4 will be released, that's the game that will make me buy the PS4. Um, Still, yeah, maybe because I don't know if anything I should add, because for the first part of my year was not that interesting in terms of gaming. I played the DS, which is great, probably finished something, but I don't remember very well. I mean, as a gamer, my year became more interesting um, by early summer when I started to play the PSP, and that kind of made me play more my games. It's not that as a hobby gaming was kind of burning down, but I kind of lost a bit of excitement that I had when I bought the DS years ago now. It was just getting a bit repetitive. I think that's kind of normal, especially if you have 40 million consoles at home and only one at your disposal at the moment. It's uh, it's kind of annoying. But yeah, I mean, getting the PSP really, really increased my morale as a gamer. I love this little machine. I really, really love my PSP. And I know that I'm going to buy more handheld because I'm getting more of an handheld gamer than a normal one. I have to say, handheld. These mobile consoles are so great. And don't forget about this thing. I mean, I'm showing you my phone for the simple reason that I bought my second game on his, and I'm playing it right now, and that is Dragon Quest 2, and I'm loving it so much, just as much as I loved Dragon Quest 1. I mean, those iOS versions, don't forget about that, because there's people really into this. I'm not, but for no reason at all. I mean, I bought the two Dragon Quests, and I cannot wait to finish 2 in order to play 3. So I can say that I play all the Dragon Quest finally, because the earlier ones were missing from my collection, or as since I haven't played them because they were never released in the West, or at least not in Europe. Um, so yes, I also like YouTube. I know that my channel is not big. I don't care about that. I love talking about games and gaming and stuff like that. Sharing my passion with all of you guys. Um, and I think that getting the PSP or slightly before the PSP period, I started to take this again, a sort of hobby, a bit more seriously. Before I just made videos on a whim or on whatever it's was on my mind. Now I'm doing kind of the same, but also adding more games discussion and making game discussions are like a sort of fuel for my channel, making more videos now because I want to. I want to play the games and discuss them with all of you. I know that that's the point of a gaming channel, but before that, it was during the period that I was kind of annoyed with my current gaming. So yeah, I'm really glad that I'm making more videos because I love doing it. Yeah, that's the usual sign-in, very punctual like always. Never get bored of that. Christ's sake, yes, shut up. And just to make sure, I live on close to a big street, so that's the reason why you heard the sirens all the time. I'm sorry for that, but they're really annoying. So yeah, kind of a lot of things happened. New system, two new systems actually. Forgot about the PS3. Now, next time I'm going to play the PS3 will be, I don't even know when. The next time I'll be home in Italy. Maybe next summer. I don't know if I'll be there for my birthday, which is in April. Maybe next Christmas. I mean, that's tragic just to think about such a long time. Talking about next Christmas now, but really don't know. Yeah, doing more videos, that's really cool. Um, Buying more games also because I want to make more videos, I want to play more games because I have two systems now here. So that's making me buying more games and buying new art books or soundtracks. So I improving my collection. So I think that this year as a gamer was great for certain things. The only thing is that I don't have the time to play as much as I want, but that's normal. As I said, I'm not in high school anymore. That's the price of to pay for growing up. But it's cool for other things. So that's all, guys. I'm just rambling about this. Definitely leave video responses or comments. Let me know how your year was as gamers. In any case, I mean, was it good? Was it bad for whatever reason? I don't know. Just let me know how was your 2014 as gamers. So that's it. I'll see you next year in January, and hope you find this kind of interesting. I was just as talking freely, but I really want to do this. I thought it was interesting. So yeah, just as really quick add up, if I had to say games of the year, since I mentioned that, probably will be Trails in the Sky, Tear Vermilion, and Mass Effect. There you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a nice new year. Sorry, my voice. And I'll see you next time. Take care.